Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday. I want to talk about something that is extremely important and probably something we've all faced at one time or another. Currently, I'm going through it right now. And I thought it would be something to discuss, and that's anxiety. Uh, Prepping is supposed to alleviate our anxieties. Okay, it should make us feel better in case something bad happens. We're prepared. We've got food, we've got money, we've got skills, whatever would be that we can fall back on to get us through the hard times. Very true. And I think y'all will agree with me that there is a comforting feeling in looking at your preps or looking in your pantry or just taking a deep breath at the end of the day and go, I got this, right? We've all been there. We all are there, which is a good thing. The problem is prepping brings with it a whole separate set of anxious moments, okay? There's three different kinds. The first one's material anxiety, all right? And this is what people get. Oh my God, do I have enough food? Do I have enough gear? Do I have enough medical supply? Do I have enough pick something? Okay. And you start to scramble going, oh my God, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got, how can I get more? How can I get more? And you freak yourself out. Okay. It's usually something that is experienced early on in your prepping game, okay? New preppers are usually like, oh my God, I got to go to Sam's Club and buy everything, okay? And the next thing you know, they're going, why is my bank account empty? Because slow and steady wins the race in material prepping. Not where I am right now. I'm pretty comfortable with my pantry size, with my gear, with everything I've got. Sure, could there be more I can add to it? Yes. Is it, oh my God, I got to go out and get this today? No. All right. I can get it when it's time appropriate. I mean, who knows? I mean, SHTF could start tomorrow and you got what you got. Okay. But I'm not going to freak out about what I don't have at this point. The next one is practical or your skills anxiety. Oh my God, I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to give an IV or I don't know how to stitch a wound or I don't know how to skin a deer or shoot a weapon or whatever. And this is another anxiety that people get and they're like, I got to go out and I got to learn how to do this and I got to learn how to do that. And learning skills is not something that you just watch a YouTube video and go, oh, okay, I got it now. All right. I go watch a dozen videos on how to butcher a squirrel until I do it. All right. It doesn't mean I know how to do it. I may understand the concepts, but until I've actually done it myself, not going to happen. Again, the people that are doing a video on butchering a squirrel, in this example, have probably done it 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever it is. And they're just like, and you cut here, and you cut here, and you do this, and you pull down here, and poof, you're done. And you go, cool, that's easy. I don't have to worry about it. And the first time you go, what do I do? Okay. Skills anxiety. We get that one. You got to learn it. Learning skills takes time. You've got to be there. Do I have a good amount of skills? Yes. Do I have every one I wish I had? No. Okay. Again, it's not something that causes me anxiety. Could I get by on the skills I have? With the exception of some serious, crazy stuff, yeah, I mean, I can deal with a sucking chest wound and stuff like that. I mean, not perform surgery-wise, but I know how to treat it, okay? I can butcher a rabbit. I can butcher a squirrel. That's not a big deal. The last one is the one that gets me and is currently I'm in the throes of. you know, a lot of you for the last month or so have been making the comments, don't you ever sleep? Sure seems like no. Okay. I lately have been having a very difficult time sleeping. I'll get 2 hours here, 2 hours there, you know, I mean, what was it the other night? I was exhausted. I laid down in bed. It was 7:30 at night. I was so tired. At 1:30 in the morning, I'm still wide awake. I can't fall asleep. I finally fell asleep at 3 o'clock to wake up at 5:30. That was it, okay? And it wasn't like I woke up at 5:30 because, gee, this is the normal time I wake up. It was, okay, my mind is racing again. Now, the anxiety I'm going through right now may have something to do with the fact I've been sick for a week and nothing has gotten done. I mean, I have zero energy. I mean, walking from one side of the house to the other, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. And it's still like this morning. Okay. I'm tired. I finally got out yesterday and was able to do about 45 minutes worth of work on the garage on a project that I'm working on there. And I was dripping wet and sweat in 55-degree temperature from using a chop saw. Okay. I'm certainly not better. And I look at this and I go, okay, here it is. It's the end of October. My gardens aren't cleaned out yet. I haven't done anything with the leaves in the yard. I've got to chop up all these leaves. I've got to mow everything up, cut it up, get it in the garden. I've got to pull the remaining plants that are in my garden. I've got to roll up my weed fabric. I've got to get that done. I've got to get stuff done on my front porch with the stone work that's getting done so I can get my gutters fixed because fortunately it hasn't rained, so I'm not having a problem. But you know damn well as soon as you take the gutters off, that's when you're going to have a deluge. And then I'll just trash everything in my front porch. You know, I've got the garage work has to get done so I can get the electricity in there. I've got to get more security lights put up that I have. I've got to get these cameras put up that I have. And I mean, it's like I've got the material, I've got the stuff. I just don't have the time and or the energy to do it. And it's causing me great anxiety. You know, then you add on to the fact that every day I check on the news, tell you guys what's going on, and there's some other catastrophe that's going on that affects us directly. You know, is it grocery stores closing? Is it there's not going to be any diesel fuel? Is it the war in Ukraine? You know, which I mean hits close to home too because of Mrs. P. So closer to home for a little bit for us than for most everybody else. But you know, these are things that we deal with. I've got all the deals with my daughter and her school and everything along these lines. You know, God knows we don't have to talk about the economic issues. I mean, you know, every time we go to the grocery store, I'm like, okay, what can we afford to get? You know, and you hang on there and you go, okay, we can make it through another trip to the grocery store. We've got that. We haven't got to the point where we need to start eating our preps yet, which is good. Okay. We've fortunately been smart, like I told you guys about buying a side of beef, you know, so I'm okay. But, you know, I don't have the milk, the butter, the cheese, the, you know, breads and stuff like that that you need to get, you know, some of the other staples. I don't have a salt mine in my backyard or whatever, you know, honeybees or anything, you know, tea bags, whatever would be, all those coffee, that sort of stuff that, you know, you still need to go to the store and get, which ain't cheap. and I look at this and I go, okay, the psychological anxiety I'm going through, how can I handle this? And usually I'm pretty good at it, okay? I mean, I can juggle things around. I keep myself busy. I can get stuff done. Like I said, I think some of my anxiety right now is coming from the fact that I've been stuck on the couch and in bed for a week. and nothing's getting done. And it's not like there isn't more stuff that needs to get done as we go. But, you know, I'm fighting the weather. You know, as it gets colder and colder and colder out, it gets harder and harder and harder to do some of these things. Fortunately, you know, I've got still decent weather. You know, we don't get a lot of snow here or freeze or anything. But you've got to manage your anxiety somehow. And I mean, I know, what is it, something like 80% of the country is on anxiety medication. In an SHTF, guys, that stops. All right. There isn't going to be a Walgreens or a Rite Aid or something like that to go get your meds from. You're going to have to figure out how to deal with it. And, you know, bumps in the road, i.e., something simple as catching the flu. No, I don't have COVID. Is really put a crunch on things that I need to get done. Why do I need to get these done? Well, the garden's got to get taken care of now, because if they're not taken care of now, I can't plant in them in the spring. If I don't plant in them in the spring, I don't harvest in the summer. You know, it's things like that. I mean, my garlic has got to be planted here pretty soon. I have to get the soil ready there for the garlic to go in the ground. And I don't even have the radishes out of the ground where the garlic will go in the ground yet. Those are things that, you know, stress me out. And I know people are going to go, oh, gee, that's all you have in the way of stress. Fortunately, yes. Okay. You know, but there's a whole lot of people who have a whole lot more stress than I do. And there's probably a whole lot of people who have a whole lot less stress than I do. But we all have it, and we have to deal with it somehow. You know, the other thing that gets me is, like I said, you know, you turn on the news, you look at what's going on, and it's like everybody's got to be pigeonholed somewhere. You know, I mean, the whole thing with Paul Pelosi. Oh my God, let's make sure that it's, you know, Republicans' fault that he did, though it has nothing to do with it. But, you know, here it is. You and me are demonized for something that some Fruit Loop drug addict, illegal whack job is doing. But, you know, somehow we're going to be penalized for it. It's our fault. You know, the crime rate is up. Couldn't have anything to do with you know, the southern border, but no, that's you know, the white guy's fault. You know, you see all these stories around the world. What is it? Poland is demanding reparations for Germany from World War II. Poland's demanding reparations from Russia from World War II. They were on opposite sides. Poland just wants from both sides, right? Then you get Greece. Greece is demanding reparations from Germany for World War II. Greece is also demanding reparations from Germany for World War I. Okay? I mean, the lack of personal responsibility, and somehow, some way, it all comes back on the white guy, you know, that somehow, some way, I don't care where you are, who you are, or whatever it is, you feel demonized. That all the world's problems sit right here on each one of our shoulders. We didn't do anything with them, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't even have family in the United States in the 1800s, so no, I don't owe anybody any reparations for slavery. Gee, I'm sorry, I lost family in Auschwitz, but I wasn't alive. I wasn't there, okay? Am I owed money for it? No, okay? At least in my mind. But everybody else in the world, it's somebody else's fault. You've got to pay me. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, you go and look at just even politics right now. And I know I talk about politics quite a bit. But, you know, here it is. The left loves to call us fascists, okay? And what they don't understand, I mean, and this is where the problem comes into this, is the people that are calling us fascists don't even understand what fascism is, okay? I mean, get this. I mean, AOC out, I mean, that's our favorite word is fascist. Here's the definition. A system of government marked by centralization of authority under a dictator. Okay, that so far sounds like the exact idea that the Democrat Party wants to put in. Okay, they want to make all the decisions. A capitalist economy subject to stringent government controls. Okay, the Democrats and regulations like crazy. Hell, this week you had the Democrats coming out wanting to nationalize the oil industry. Okay, violent suppression of the opposition. I don't know which social media part do you want to talk about. Do we want to talk about Antifa? Do we want to talk about BLM and the violence and suppressing the opposition? Okay, and typically a policy of belligerent racism. Okay, yeah. Do we want to talk about the Democrats in regards to this? Notice here we are in an election period, and how are people all, oh, we need the black vote, we need the Hispanic vote, we need the female vote, we need, it's like we need the Asian vote, we need the Jewish vote, whatever it would be. Whatever happened was we need voters. Anybody remember this?
Yesterday Jimmy said I was prejudiced.
Do you know what prejudice is?
No.
Well, prejudice is when you react to someone because of their religion or their color.
But I don't do that.
Who is Jimmy?
Jimmy's one of my Jewish friends.
Then you are prejudiced because you think of Jimmy as your Jewish friend and not your friend.
That was a PSA from the 1970s. I remember that one from when I was a kid, okay? And it's exactly the problem we have now. And, are you prejudiced? He's one of my Jewish friends. Yes, you are prejudiced because you consider him one of your Jewish friends and not one of your friends. That's exactly what goes on in the Democrat Party, and this is part of my anxiety. I'm not a voter. I'm a white male voter, or somebody else is a Hispanic voter, or a black voter, or a suburban female voter, or whatever. You aren't just a voter. You have to be pigeonholed. Why? Why do we have to pigeonhole everybody? I look at my life. I look at the people I've surrounded myself around throughout my entire life. And just like most people, you have a tendency to surround yourself with people of similar values, okay? I've had friends of all colors. In my single years, I've dated Hispanic women, a black woman once. It didn't matter. They were just people, okay? Never dated a man, sorry. But, oh my God, because you never dated a man, you must be, alphabet phobic. No, I'm just straight. Oh my God, well, that makes you bad too. This is the anxiety that you get. Unless I fit into this perfect little pigeonhole that the fringe society that is the liberal hive mind wants me in, I'm persona non grata. Does that add to my anxiety? Absolutely. Oh my God, am I going to be welcome to go into this store? Depending on where you are. Out here in Tennessee, yeah, pretty much, okay. But, I couldn't imagine going into San Francisco. I'm sorry, sir, we don't serve your kind here. My kind? Yeah, you're a straight white male. We don't serve your kind here. Oh, okay. Is my money not good? Apparently. All right. The anxiety that we are all experiencing in one way, shape, or form into whatever level you're at. You can see it going up in the country like crazy. We've talked about road rage. It's going to get worse. You're going to start having more and more stories about people who are just going to snap. They're just going to be like, forget it. What do you mean you don't have change for a 10? Bang. I mean, that's where we're coming to, guys. And it's bothering me big time. Okay. I try to maintain a very even keel with everybody, but I'm human too. And the stuff that we're seeing worries the crap out of me and is causing me a lot of anxiety. Some of it, like I said, is personal because of being sick and trying to get things done. Others of it is society. And societal anxiety is the one that could get you killed. Yeah, I told you it was going to be a tough video this morning. Enjoy Sunday. Pinball out.